Please do subscribe and click bell icon before watching my video.
Now we are going to solve single channel queuing depending on the findings what we have discussed in the last class. Now we'll see the problem. What is the problem is a small grocery store has only one checkout counter. Here itself one checkout counter means one server. So it is said to be single channel queue. If suppose there exists two checkout counters, then the servers are two, that becomes double channel queuing. Go on like that. If you are having more than one, two, like that, it is said to be infinity servers. Now we'll see what are all the given data. Here it is given that customer arrive at this checkout counter at random times that are from 1 to 8 minutes apart. That means the customers arriving to this checkout counter, the arrivals or random numbers will be given in the question. We'll see what are all those random numbers. That random times are from 1 to 8 minutes apart. Means starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, each possible value of inter-arrival time has the same probability of occurrence that is given in the table 2.6. See here, the probability of the inter-arrival times. This probability is same for 1 to 8 customers. This probability may be changing in different problems, that is not same in all the given problems. Maybe it may change depending on the given probability. You need to calculate this cumulative probability and random digit assignment should be assigned. This is how I'll now explain. And the next remaining question I'm going to tell you, that is the service times vary from 1 to 6 minutes with the probabilities shown in the table 2.7. Now say this service times table, this is given, this is the question given. Service times is given, the distribution table, that is 1 to 6 minutes given in the question. Same as for that 1 to 6 minutes, the probability is given like this. Observe this probability, it is different. Yes, first probability is 0.10, second is 0.20, go on like that, it is changing. But when you come to the point that is time between arrivals, the probability is same. Okay, this is the given question. Using this question, we need to calculate the simulation table, that is the system. Analyze the system by simulating the arrivals at service of 100 customers. This problem has been solved for 100 customers in your textbook, but it is not necessary to calculate for 100 customers. It is enough for 10 customers or 5 customers. The question paper problem will be given 5 or 10 customers. Now we'll see how to calculate this. Before going to how to calculate this, remaining what are all the data given in your question paper is, they will give the time between arrivals and probability. Next, service times with probability. Same as random digits for, see here, this is the random digit assignment table. Okay, actually it is assigned, but in your question only this values will be given, random digits. Okay, what are all the random digits? If suppose you are calculating for 10 customers, only take up to 10 customers. That is first value is 64, 112, 678, 289, go on like that. And please remember that here it is given 3 digit values. So when you consider this probability, okay, suppose if you get this probability in 2 digits also, after cumulative calculation, you have to take it as a 3 digit assignment value. I'll tell you example. For example, see here, this is the 2 digit values given. And when you do cumulative probability, that is cumulative is nothing but first value as it is and the second value becomes first value adding with second value. So you'll get 0.30. Next value, all the three values, it becomes 0.60. When you add all the first four values, you'll get 0.85. When you add all five values, 0.95. After completing the cumulative probability addition, you will get finally 1. This will be the final value. Definitely you should get final probability 1. It should not exceed cumulative probability 1 because this is uniform distribution under 0 to 1. Next, coming to same as it is this probability also. It is also same, that is 1 final cumulative probability. Here it is actually you got the 3 digit values. So the given random values also 3 digits, no problem. In case in your question paper, if suppose it is given like this, that is the probability is 2 digit value and you will get the 3 digit cumulative probability, 2 digit cumulative probability. If suppose the random digits were given, for example like this, 3 digit values, that is these are the random digits. In your question paper, if it is given as 3 digit value, you need to convert this 2 digit cumulative probability as 3 digit, because in some of the question papers it has been given. So what I'm explaining this, just add 0 here. Okay, that becomes 0.100, 0.300, 0.600, 0.850, 0.950, 1.000. Likewise, you can change depending on the random digits given according to your question paper problem. Understood? Now, these are all the given random values for service times. 10 customers, considering only 10 customers, and the 10 random digits for service times, service time generated, that is 84, 18, 87, 81, 6, 91, 79, 9, 64 and 38. Now, I'll solve this problem by using these parameters. Already these findings in the last class, we have seen these findings. First, we need to analyze the simulation table. Later, we can calculate these findings by using the table. From the given question, random time arrivals 1 to 8 minutes apart, each possible inter-arrival time has same probability. So, how we'll calculate this? Probability is 1 by 8, that is equal to 0.125. This is the equal probability. How we can calculate? So, considering this probability, now we need to first we need to write the time between arrivals, that is 1 to 8 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, what is the calculated probability? That is same probability means we can calculate. Otherwise, like this, they will give the different probabilities. So, same probability 0.125 for all the values. By taking this probability, now we need to calculate the cumulative probability. That is, go on adding. This is cumulative probability. So first the value is 0.125 as it is. Next, by adding these two, we'll get 0.250. Okay, go on like that. If we add 3, 0.375. Next value, add 4, you'll get 0.500. Next 0.625. next values 0.750, next values 0.875, and when you add all these values, the final cumulative probability becomes 1. Now, how to assign this for random digit assignment? This is a random digit assignment is nothing but the given values. Observe here, it is random digits for time between arrivals. This is the time between arrivals table. For this, the given input values are this. How we'll get this random digits? That is, first always you need to take 1 value 1 2. After decimal point, what will be the value? If suppose the value is 125, so up to 125. After 125, the value is 126. 2, the next end point is 250. Next 251 to next value is 375. Next 376 to 500. 501 to 625. Next value is 626 to, that is 750. Next 751 to next value is 875. Next 876 to last digit is 000. As it is, we need to fill 000. This is how to consider the random digit assignment. Okay, now we'll check this. That is 64. Random digit value given for time between arrivals is 64. 64 means where it lies in this table. That is 1 to 125. In between 125, 64 is lying. That is, what is the time is 1 minute. Same as 112. Again it lies in between 125. So again the value becomes 1. Next we'll check one more value. 678. 678. That is in between 626 to 750 it lies. So the value becomes 6. Okay. Go on like that. You need to check all the given values. Now we'll see the service time. Service time is 1 to 6 minutes. First, so you take 1 to 6 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now fill these values with the given probability. That is the probability is 0.10, 0.20, 0.30, next 0.25, the next value 0.10, the next value is given as 0.05. Now same as it is cumulative probability. Cumulative probability. Now calculate the cumulative probability by taking these values. First value becomes as it is 0.10. Next value, when you add these two, it becomes 30. When you add the first three values, this becomes 0.60. Next, when you add the first four values, it becomes 0.85. Next, when you add this, 0.95. And when you add all the values, that becomes 1.00. Same as it is, you can assign the random digit. Random digit. This is assignment. We call it as random digit assignment. Now always it should start from 1 to what is the value after the decimal point is 10. So take here 10. Okay. Observe the given random values also here. The random digits for service times is given 2-digit values. So no problem as it is. If suppose it is given like a 3-digit value, just you add go on 00, that becomes 1 to 100. Next 101 to 300, go on like that. Okay, depending on the random digits. Now next value is 11 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 85, 86 to 95, 96 to 00. This is how to construct this given table from your textbook. This is what up to now we have discussed. Now we'll see the next table. That is for this random digits. Now we will assign the values. First I'll write this by showing this table directly. 64 already we have seen that 1, it is 1. Next 125 again 1. 678. 678 is 6, same as 289. 289 lies here, that is 3. Next 871. 871 means here 875 before 875. So that is 7. Next 583. 583 is in this interval, that is 5. 139, that is second interval, so 2. Next 423. 423 before 500 and 376, that is 4. And 39 is first interval, 1. These are all the, by observing this time between arrivals probability, assigning the random digit values. Next, same as random digits for service times. Again, check this probability table and assign the what are all the service times. From this we got the inter-arrival times. From this we'll get the service times. Now 84. 84 is between 61 to 85, that is 4. Next 18. 18 in between 11 to 32. 87. 87 is 5. Okay, 86 to 95, that is 5. Next 81. 81 means before 85, that is 4. 6 means first interval, 1. 91. 91 is 5. 79. 79, 61 to 85 in between, that is 4. 9. 9 means first interval, 1. 64. 61 to 85, that is 4. 38. 31 to 60, that is 3. So this is how to assign the service times from the given random digits. Now we'll construct the simulation chart by observing these values. These are all the parameters we need to consider while constructing the simulation table. Simulation table for single channel queue. This is the single channel queue. Okay. Now, first column is customers. Now, just we will calculate up to 10 customers. In your textbook, it is given for 100 customers, but not necessary. In your question paper, they may ask maximum of 10 or 5. So, now we'll see 10 customers. Or if you want, you can calculate this simulation for only 5 customers. This is the simulation chart, calculated chart from your textbook. Okay, it is calculated. See here, go on like that up to 100. Now we'll calculate only 10. Now write the 10 customer numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why we are constructing 10? Because here from this question we have considering only the 10 random digits for time between arrivals as well service times. Already as we have discussed, what is the time between arrivals is nothing but in between the two customers, the time between two customers. So first value becomes time between the first customer and the second customer, that is this one. First customer and second customer, in between these two, what is the inter-arrival time becomes that. Okay, so in between that is 1. First random digit 64, 1. So in between these two, that is 1. So leave the first column, first row, because this is between two customers. Next, go on like that. You need to fill. Always please remember, first value will not be anything, because always the simulation starts with clock time 0. So a customer arriving to the simulation starting arrival time is 0. From this, go on, fill all the values, that is first inter-arrival 1, next 1, 6, 3, 7, 5, 2, 4, 1. This is observed from the probability table. So go on filling that 1, next is 6, next to 3 and 7, 5, 2, 4, 1. Please remember that for this inter-arrival times for 10 customers, we need only 9 random digits, no need of 10. If they give 10 random digits in your question paper, first you consider first value is the time between the first customer and the second customer. Leave the last value, no need to bother about that, only use 9 values. Okay, same as here service times is given and the calculated values already observed from the probability table is 4, 2, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, 1, 4, 3. But these are all the service for the first customer, means first who is arriving to the service, he needs 4 minutes to complete his service from the system. So this starting value as it is you need to take, and it requires for 10 customers 10 service times. So as it is, go on, you need to place the values. That is, where is the service time? This is the service time in minutes. Arrival time is also in minutes, starting 0 minutes. Next here 4. Okay, next is 2, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, 1, 4, 3. Okay, now what is this arrival time? This is inter-arrival time. Inter-arrival time is the time gap between the two customers. First customer and the second customer time gap is 1 minute. That means the first customer is arrived at 0 minute clock time, 0 clock time, and they need 1 minute time gap between the two customers. So 0 plus 1, that becomes here 1. Next, he arrived at clock time 1 and he needs again time gap 1 minute. So 1 plus 1, that becomes 2. Go on like that. Next becomes 2 plus 6, 8. 8 plus 3 becomes 11. Okay, next 11 plus 7, 18. Next 18 plus 5, 23. Next 23 plus 2, 25. Next 25 plus 4, 29. 29 plus 1, 30. That means at clock time 30, the customers all were stopped, completed. Okay, that means arrival is stopped. Now coming to time service begins. At what time the service is beginning? As usual, customer arrives at clock time 0 and he needs the service. That particular customer 1 needs the service for 4 minutes. So 0 up to 4 minutes he will be in the system. Beginning time and service ending is 4 minutes. Now what is this column is waiting time in a queue. Okay, service begin. If suppose one more customer at the same time arriving, then they will be waiting. But here at clock time 0, only one customer will be in the system. So no waiting time. And he completes at clock time 4. Now we'll see the next column. Time customer spends in a system is nothing but waiting plus how much time he is getting the services. No waiting, only the service time is 4. So as it is, you need to write 4. And now you check that idle time of the server. Whether the server is not working idle. No, it is working up to 0 to 4 minutes. So here you won't get anything. That means 0 time. You can write 0 or give hyphen. Next, see here the second customer, customer number 2, arriving at clock time 1. But actually the first customer completes at clock time 4, 0 to 4. The first customer is in service. So the second customer should wait. So here the second customer is waiting. Up to how much time? Up to 4 minutes. Here came at 1 minute but waiting up to 4 minutes. 1 minus 4, that is 3 minutes waiting. Okay, now how much time that second customer needs the service is 2 minutes. Actually he need 2 minutes service from the system, but he is waiting 3 minutes in a queue and started at clock time 4 and completing plus 2 minutes. 4 plus 2, 6 minutes he is completing the service. How much time the customer is spending in a system? Actually servicing 2 minutes, as well waiting 3 minutes. Total 5 minutes in a system. Okay, and when already one customer is waiting, then how will get the idle time of server? Usually the server will be busy. Coming to the third customer arrived at clock time 2, but actually the system is busy up to 4 from the first customer and 6 with the second customer. So already 2 customers were in the system. No, the third customer should not get the services. The third customer should wait up to what time? Because already 4 minutes second customer is entering. So the third customer should wait up to 6 minutes. So up to 6 minutes. That means entering at clock time 2 and waiting up to 6. So 6 minus 2 is 4 minutes waiting. Actually he needs the service, the third customer needs the service 5 minutes. So 6 plus 5 at clock time 11, that particular third customer completes the service from the system. So totally how much time he is spending in a system? 4 minutes waiting plus service time is 5. Total 9 minutes. Usually we won't get idle time. Coming to the fourth customer. Arrived at clock time 8. Okay, fine. Clock time 8. Yes, again that is server is busy up to 11 minutes. So again this fourth customer also should wait up to 11 minutes until the previous customer completes the service. So 8 minutes entering into the system and getting the services at clock time 11. In between, that is the time 3 minutes waiting in a queue. So he's starting at this customer is starting at 11 minutes and needs the service for 4 minutes. So at clock time 15 completing the services. Total time how much he is spending this particular customer is 3 minutes waiting plus 4 minutes in service. Total 7 minutes, no idle. Server is full busy. Next, customer 5 entering at clock time 11, arriving at clock time 11. So arriving at clock time 11, but this is again busy up to 15 minutes. So again waiting up to 15 minutes. So 11 minus 15, that is 4 minutes waiting, and this customer needs only 1 minute service. So starting at 15 and completing at 16, only 1 minute. Total 1 minute service plus 4 minutes waiting becomes 5 minutes, and the server is busy, no idle time. Next, coming to customer number 6, arriving at 18 minutes, checking the service ending, that is 16 minutes. The server is completed the services at clock time 16, but from 16 to 18 minutes none of the customers arrived into the system. So 2 minutes idle time. Now here we'll get the idle time, because 16 minutes to 18 minutes the server 2 minutes idle, 18 minus 16. First fill this column, and now the starting service is at 18 and this customer needs the service about 5 minutes. So completing the no waiting, directly getting the services. So 18 plus 5, that is 23 minutes. At clock time 23, the particular customer is completing the services. So how much time the customer is spending time in a system? No waiting, directly. What will be the service time? That becomes the customer spending time. Coming to the seventh customer at clock time 23, at exactly clock time 23, the server becomes idle. So, at that instant of time, one more customer is entering and getting the services. So, no need of waiting. So, at 27, 23 plus 4 minutes servicing, 27 clock time is completing the services. And what is the time customer spends in a system is only the service time. Now the server is not idle with the customer. Next customer is arriving, that is eighth customer arriving at 25 minutes. 25 minutes, but checking the end of the service time is 27. So this customer needs to wait for 27 minus 25, that is 2 minutes. That customer is waiting in a queue and service time is needs 1 minute. So 27 minute he will get the service and completes the service within 1 minute. So at the 28 minute completing the services. Now what is the total time is 2 minutes waiting plus 1 minute service, 3 minutes. And the the server idle time is 0. The ninth customer arriving at 29 clock time, and actually the service is ended at 28 minutes. So here 28 to 29, 1 minute, the server is idle. So enter that value 1. And now at clock time 29, the customer is entering to get the service and 4 minutes needs the service, no need of waiting. So 29 plus 4, 33 completing the services and only 4 minutes time spending in a system. Next, coming to the last customer, 10th customer, entering at 30th minute, but up to 33 minutes the service server is busy. So 3 minutes waiting, 33 minus here 30. So at clock time 33, this customer gets the service and needs the service for 3 minutes. So 33 plus 3, 36 minutes completing the service. So waiting time 3 minutes, service time 3 minutes. Now the total time spent in a system is 6 minutes. No idle time. This is how to construct the simulation table. Okay. Now after completing this table, now calculate the total values. What are all the total values for this? That is here. No need to calculate the arrival total. That is at clock time 30, arrival is stopping. So no need. Now calculate the inter arrival time. Okay, inter arrival time, service beginning, that is it is ending. So no need of calculation for this. Waiting time you need to calculate. Ending time is at 36 minutes and this ending time is 33 minutes and this is 30 minutes. These three values no need to calculate the total. And remaining on all, now calculate this. Idle time total becomes 3 minutes and by adding this we'll get the total value is 52. Now calculate this value, that is 7 plus 7, 14, 16, 19, total 19. Next same as calculate the sum of these values, that is 33, and coming to inter arrival time is 10, 20, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, the same values we're getting. Now we'll calculate the findings for simulation. What are all the findings? Already we have seen this findings formulas. You can calculate any value of this findings by using this formula. Already we have discussed. Now we'll see only few. That is, first, average waiting time of a customer. What is the formula? Total time customer wait in a queue. Total time the customer wait in a queue, that is 19. divided by total number of customers is total customers 10. So for first finding, okay, write that average waiting time. Formula is total time the customers wait in a line 19 divided by total number of customers. This becomes the average waiting time 19 by 10. Next, same as this is in minutes. Waiting time. Time means always you need to represent the units. Wherever you will get a time, just mention minutes. Otherwise, in question paper, if they give seconds or hours, you can change the units. Now, we'll see one more. Okay, randomly, I'll calculate one more. That is the probability that a customer has to wait. That is number of customers who wait. How many number of customers are waiting? Actually, see here, one customer, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 customers waiting. So now this probability customers who wait is total number of customers waited is 6 divided by total number of customers. How many? 10. This is actually probability, so no need to represent the time, minutes, units. Next, third one, the proportion of idle time of the server. Idle time of the server. That is, formula is total idle time of server in minutes. Total idle time is 3 minutes divided by total runtime of simulation. Total time at what time it is ended. It is ended at 36 minutes. 0 to 36 minutes. The simulation is completely running. So 3 by 36. Okay. This is also idle time of server. Next, fourth one, average service time. That is total time, service time in minutes divided by total number of customers. Fourth one, average service time. I am representing ST as service time. Total service time. What is the total service time? Servicing. This is what the service time. Total is 33 divided by total number of customers 10. You need to calculate all the values with the decimal value. That is, suppose 19 by 10, that is equal to 1.9. Okay, same as 6 by 10, that is 0.6. Next, 3 by 30, idle service runtime simulation is 36 actually. So 3 by 36, what will be the value? And 33 by 10, that is 3.3. Go on like that. Write all the values. Okay, next, fifth, average time between arrivals. Average time between arrivals. That is in minutes again. Sum of all times between arrivals. All time between arrivals is, this is the sum, 30 divided by number of arrivals minus 1. Number of arrivals minus 1. That is 9. 10 minus 1, 9. This is the calculation. Next, sixth finding is average waiting time of who wait. Total average waiting time who wait is equal to total time customers wait in a queue. How much time total customers wait in a queue? Total time is 19 divided by total number of customers who wait. That is 6 members waiting. 19 by those who are waiting. Next, the last finding is, that is average time of customer spends in a system. Average time customer spends in a system. Is total time customer spends in a system. What is the total time customer spends in a system including waiting? 52 divided by total number of customers is 10 is equal to 5.2. Okay, this is in minutes m. Okay, wherever the time, average time, you'll get minutes. Next, average time, this is also in minutes. Okay, wherever you'll get a time, you need to represent with units. Idle time. Okay, probability means no need to represent the units. This is about how to calculate and find the simulation table. This is the table, simulation table. From this, these are all the findings. Please do subscribe to my channel for more videos and share to your friends. Thank you.
Like, comment, and share my video. Thanks for watching.